Right now, protests outside the Memorial Union as a controversial speaker pays a visit to the UW.
Plus, new details about the explosion last week in Oregon. We'll tell you what the fire department released today.
And later, teachers and educators from around the state making a trip to the Capitol today, about 2 weeks from the midterm election. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. And thanks for joining us tonight. Protests and counter-protests on the UW campus this evening with conservative commentator Matt Walsh visiting for a guest speech. Those protests happening ahead of the screening of Walsh's controversial film, What is a Woman?
Arman Rahman sat in on the beginning of Walsh's remarks after the film, where he had some strong messages to protesters and UW administration.
Yeah, Speaker Matt Walsh's film, What is a Woman, has been screened at multiple college campuses across America, where others have also criticized it and Walsh for being transphobic. But Walsh claims UW sided with those against having him, and in doing so are encouraging violence and vandalism.
They are certainly feeling unheard and unprotected and uncared for, and I think that it was important that the community members showed up for them if the campus isn't going to.
Dozens of community members showed up throughout the evening because they say having Matt Walsh speak on campus isn't just offensive, it's dangerous to some in the trans community.
For the UW to be allowing such a man to invite such followers onto our campus, it really imposes a lot of risk to those community members, like our trans brothers and sisters, like our non-binary folks.
Both Walsh and his film, What is a Woman, have come under fire for being what some call transphobic.
I don't fall on the right side of the spectrum when it comes to this issue. In fact, what I have to say on the topic isn't really my perspective at all. It's just the simple truth. It's simple, basic, biological truth. That's it.
Walsh says a university department statement calling his views harmful is agreeing with those against him, even after some vandalize school property.
To the UW-Madison administration, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You are disgraceful, self-debasing cowards. And you spineless, gutless clowns owe me an apology.
Walsh's speech was a ticket-only event at Memorial Union. Some protesters say they should have had a chance at the mic, or at least in the room, to voice their concerns.
I think that it's wonderful that the campus isn't restricting who student orgs bring on to campus to speak, you know. But at the same time, unfortunately, they restricted the protesters' freedom of speech.
And last month, Walsh spread accusations from the Twitter account Libs of TikTok targeting the UW Health Gender Services Program. The account similarly targeted a hospital in Boston, which later evacuated for a bomb threat. However, Madison police did not find any security threats after investigating the tweets here.
New at 10, heartbreaking new details about a deadly fire in Heartland last week. 6 people were found dead inside an apartment building, and now police say all of them suffered gunshot wounds, and one of them appeared to be self-inflicted. Among the dead are 2 adults and 4 children. The police chief says all 6 were members of the same blended family. Developing tonight, area law enforcement still searching for a suspect they believe is responsible for a shots-fired incident and rollover crash today in Fitchburg. Fitchburg police responded to a shots-fired call on Coho Street this morning. About 10 minutes later, the rollover crash happened about a block from the scene. Authorities believed the suspect may have gone into a nearby home, but when they went in with a tactical team, no one was found inside.
And a scare this weekend on the east side of Madison. Police say several bullets landed just a few feet from someone who was sleeping inside their apartment. It happened on Vernon Avenue off Cottage Grove at Stoughton Road. A patio door had been shattered by the gunshot Saturday morning, and police estimated 3 or 4 rounds went through the door and landed near where a person was sleeping, but no one was hurt. The defense in the Waukesha parade attack trial resting its case today after the judge ruled Darrell Brooks had forfeited his right to call any further witnesses to testify, including himself, after failing to cooperate with questioning this morning. That means a verdict could be coming in a matter of days, bringing an end to what has been a very unusual trial.
And let's get a look at your first warn forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, it's still mild on the patio, but light rain is just starting to fall, and we should see a pretty steady rain for much of the night. Time-lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam shows some clouds this morning, then a little bit of sunshine through the middle part of the day, peeking in, and then more clouds this afternoon. But most of the rain showers occurred after sunset. And you can see on Doppler track, pretty widespread area of rain, although it is diminishing as it pushes toward the north and east. A little closer view shows the showers a little steadier to the west of Madison, just a couple of spotty showers east of town. Over the next 6 hours, 6-hour future track radar shows the bulk of the heavier rain shifting to the north and east, but we'll probably see some more during the day tomorrow, maybe even into tomorrow night. High temperatures today, very mild for this time of year. Normal high temperatures in the upper 50s. We had 72 in Madison, 75 degrees in Janesville, 69 degrees in the Dells, but you can see the effects a cold front is having to the west. Temperatures still in the 70s in Janesville, 67 here in Madison, already in the 50s to the north and west of Dane County, but Dane County still ahead of the front, so it's 67 degrees in Mount Horeb, 69 degrees in Deerfield, and 67 degrees in Wanakee. Look for mostly cloudy skies, some scattered showers overnight. It'll turn cooler by morning with a low temperature of 54 degrees. Temperatures won't rise very much tomorrow, but the good news is we'll see near normal temperatures for the rest of the week. I'll tell you if we have any more rain chances in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. An update now to a story we've been following since Friday. Fire crews say the explosion that leveled a duplex in Oregon caused an estimated $1.5 to $2 million in damage. It happened on Oregon Parks Avenue Friday morning. 2 buildings were destroyed and others nearby were also damaged. There were no reported injuries, including pets. An independent investigation into the Dane County Zoo is now over, and the results show there was no evidence of discrimination or a hostile work environment. The Dane County Board says the investigation was conducted by retired Dane County Judge Valerie Bailey Wren. It found zoo management did not violate the county employee handbook, although the investigation did uncover some isolated past issues with animal treatment that have already been investigated or resolved. While Judge Bailey Wren says the complaints of discrimination and hostile work environment did not meet legal thresholds, she did issue 10 separate recommendations to improve the general work environment at the zoo. We have that posted on channel3000.com.
Next at 10, campaign 2022 coverage. Early voting now underway in several parts of the country, with millions of Americans already casting their ballots ahead of next month's election. Early voting open today in both Texas and Florida. And people looking to vote early in Madison can do so starting tomorrow. When in-person absentee voting begins, voters will need to bring an acceptable form of ID in order to vote with an in-person absentee ballot. Any voters who need to register for the first time or update their registration will also need proof of residence as well. With early voting beginning tomorrow, Wisconsin educators from all around the state gathered at the state capitol tonight.
McKenna Alexander shares why they're rallying together ahead of the midterm election.
Yeah, teachers, administrators, and students from all across the Badger State came together for a Unity in the Community rally this evening. It was all part of an effort to push people toward the polls this election to bring change to Wisconsin's education system. Monday night's rally at the Capitol focused on fairly funded public education as attendees stressed how critical it is for voters to continue electing politicians that support positive futures for Wisconsin students.
Public education is a source of solutions to problems. It's an energy for opportunity. It's essential for the future of Wisconsin's kids, and it's a cornerstone for all Wisconsin communities.
Part of the rally included speakers from administrators, educators, and students from all across the state. One of the biggest concerns expressed during the rally is a lack of increased education funding from the state legislature.
If we simply maintained the 1993 level of public funding and did nothing else, we'd have another $30 billion in our schools, in our state's economic prosperity. That's $30 billion.
Across Wisconsin, the highest number of school referendums since 2001 has taken place, with 166 already this year. That includes the 81 referendums on the upcoming November ballot. With funding now falling on the shoulders of taxpayers, activists say this midterm election is critical for the future of Wisconsin students.
If things keep going the way they are, research tells us that Wisconsin will be short 130,000 people for available jobs by 2030, just 8 years from now. We can prevent this problem from getting bigger if we can call on our business leaders and political leaders to invest in public K-12 education.
Rally attendees urging action while also offering hope to supporters that it's not too late for them to make a difference.
We can't undo the past, but we can change the narrative of why we're here today. And we can start a new conversation about what's happening here in the state of Wisconsin.
For more information on how to vote in the upcoming November election, just visit myvote.wi.gov.
McKenna, thank you. And still ahead tonight, your full forecast for the rest of the work week as reality is about to set back in.
Plus, we'll meet the Madison couple who isn't paying a dime for heat as costs are expected to rise this winter. This special report is next. Stay with us.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Fresh ground chuck, only $2.49 a pound. Simply Done bath tissue or paper towels, only $2.99. And Jack's Pizza, only $1.88. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
He made $57 million from a family business whose growth was directly linked to China. His dad worked the third shift in an auto plant. Johnson pushed tax breaks benefiting himself and his millionaire donors. Barnes will cut taxes for the middle class. Johnson would let states ban nearly all abortions. Barnes will protect our rights. Ron Johnson's extreme and out for himself. Mandela Barnes works for us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Lock in 3.9% financing for 60 months on a new built Ford Tough F-150 plus $500.
It was Halloween. My daughter stopped at 3 homes, her girlfriend's house, her teacher's house, and the man that murdered her. He molested her and he put her in a garbage bag. He was going to be released in 2018. Josh called. He was not there for me at all. You want some help to find out what's going on, and he doesn't help. He don't care about the victims. I know Eric Toney does. Eric Toney helped keep that man that murdered my daughter from being released. Eric Toney's always been there for me, and that's the kind of attorney general we need.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Fritos or Cheetos, only $1.88. 6 packs of 7-Up products, only $1.48. And 5 pounds of Hy-Vee One-Step potatoes, only 88 cents. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
Prepare to be entertained. Please welcome Cedric the Entertainer.
Getting older is tough. You got a noise to sit down and one to get up.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. As we head into these colder months with inflation rising, keeping our energy bills down is top of mind.
Imagine a home that could create more power than it uses, so your energy bills would be zero. That's what a Madison couple is paying right now.
How did they do it? Susan Simon shares their story.
The traditional American home devours energy, and most don't produce any in return. When engaged couple Kevin Frick and Jackie Friedel decided to build their home, they wanted to change that. They found their opportunity at Terra Vesa, a new home community in Fitchburg.
Congratulations! It's move-in day. Yeah, can you believe it?
No, I mean, it's been 5 months of a build timeline, and we're just so excited we're here now.
Yeah, we're very excited.
It looks similar to others in the neighborhood, but this house is special in a sustainable way. It's a certified net zero energy home.
What does it mean to be net zero, to have a net zero home?
So there's a couple of things we did. In the design phase of the home, we try to reduce how much energy the house will even use.
Kevin, why was that important to you?
From my perspective, I mean, first off, just helping the environment. And second off, we will have almost zero utility bills because of our solar panels and being all electric.
A net zero energy home is one that produces as much energy as it uses, eliminating monthly heating and cooling bills.
I also think it's a cool thing to do. I mean, we built a modern home with modern equipment. It looks normal. It just uses less energy, and we'll save money down the road.
Who chose the red?
Yeah.
Badger red.
We're both Badgers. Yeah.
I love it. It pops.
Yeah.
Can we see inside?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go on a tour.
Okay.
Kevin and Jackie worked with Focus on Energy to design their high-performance dream home.
So behind us, we have Energy Star certified appliances, the refrigerator, our double oven, and those use less energy. And then we have an electric fireplace, so that's also going to use less energy overall. And we can adjust the colors.
Oh,
how fun.
Look at that.
Yep.
Does it kick off any heat?
It does.
Yeah.
Builder Tim O'Brien Homes angled the roof and foundation to capture as much sunlight as possible. 41 solar panels on the roof and garage take care of the heat, air conditioning, lighting, everything we all need energy for at home.
This is the air source heat pump, and this is what will heat and cool our home all in one system.
There's a unit outside that pumps through basically hot or cold liquid through here where it hits air, and then that's sent up to the vents.
So it's not using any natural gas.
Nope.
It's purely run on electricity.
Yep, and it
Correct.
uses heat found in the air to pull heat in and out of the house.
So when we say that this house is net zero, that means you will not be paying any energy bills.
That's correct.
That's the goal. Yep.
We will pay the utility a connection fee. That's what's normal. Other than that, we're not paying anything to use energy.
Net zero homes cost an average of 10 to 15% more to build. Kevin and Jackie paid $485,000 minus the lot to build their 2,300 square foot home. But they get 30% of the cost of their solar panels back as a federal tax credit on top of Focus on Energy rebates.
How long will it be before you break even?
8 to 9 years on the solar panels. On the house, it'll be significantly faster than that. I haven't done the math.
And the total life of the panels is typically around 25, 30 years.
Putting money into your home in energy efficiency and renewable energy is a fantastic investment for the future, both for the community, for the environment, as well as your pocketbooks.
What are you hoping for the future?
Well, I'm hoping for an ease of life living in this house, things I don't have to worry about, comfortability, a family.
Yeah, classic things.
Now, the only thing Kevin and Jackie don't have yet is an electric vehicle, but they did have the builder install an EV charger in the garage.
So we know that's coming. We have a link to Focus on Energy and many other net zero resources on channel3000.com. All right, next tonight, it is a sign of the times and what is coming our way. The sunburst chairs at the Memorial Union Terrace are now heading back into storage until next spring. This marks the end of Memorial Union's warm weather programming and unfortunately means colder weather is ahead. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with our certified most accurate forecast.
You just, the weather's going to turn colder.
You can get a little bit more technical than that.
All right, Debbie Downer, I'll try to put a positive spin on things. Rain moving in tonight, that we could actually use. It's been dry around here for a while, but the rain is light, and it should be off and on through tonight and through at least much of the day tomorrow from Madison on toward the east. West of town, probably not as much, but a little wider radar perspective shows this first batch of rain moving northeastward through Madison, then a bit of a break to our south and west. We'll have to see if another surge of rain comes in during the day tomorrow. 6-hour future track radar takes this first batch, moves it into northeastern Wisconsin. The air a little bit drier to the east, so you can see how the showers are starting to break up, and then nothing, at least in the immediate term, to the south and west. Look at that, some light snow across parts of western Minnesota. Not going to get that cold around here, but future track precipitation now shows perhaps 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain from Madison on toward the east through Wednesday morning. But notice west of Madison, those marks drop off pretty quickly. This area here, less than 1/4 of an inch. The green, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So kind of a dividing line. That next batch of rain tomorrow mainly favor the eastern portions of our viewing area. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for shower chances through Tuesday Tuesday night, it'll be cooler with high temperatures back closer to normal. We've just been spoiled with highs in the 70s the last 4 days, but we'll be back in the mid to upper 50s, which is about typical for this time of year, and then dry weather from Wednesday through Sunday. So you can see the upper level winds have finally become southerly, at least enough to transport some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico northward. There have been some strong thunderstorms over parts of Texas and Oklahoma, but to the west, the jet stream kind of flattens out, so it's not coming in from the north. We're not looking for a big cool down, but certainly as a cold front moves through tonight and then the second one tomorrow, that will put an end to the mild weather we've had recently. The front moving through the western parts of our viewing area now, you can see that wind shift from the south to the west behind the front, and then that second front back to the north and west. So the first front, we're in front of that, temperatures 60s, even 70s from Madison on toward the east. Then they drop off into the 50s and 40s, and that second front drops temperatures into the 30s. We're not going to see it quite that cold, but we will be looking at least for cooler temperatures as we head in the next couple of days. Cloudy, cooler overnight, low temperature 54. We'll see some scattered showers tomorrow. Look for a high temperature of about 55. That's early in the day, so you can see those temperatures drop, and they continue on through the rest of the night. You can see it planning your day. Showers, the first batch moving to the north and east overnight. A break overnight, still plenty of clouds. That second batch favoring mainly areas east of Madison, west of Madison, maybe a few spotty showers, but notice how those temperatures hold steady or even drop off into the upper 40s by late afternoon. By tomorrow evening, the rain starts to shift off to the east, and it'll be gone for Wednesday. Rainfall amounts, again, 3/4 of an inch to an inch from Madison eastward, much less to the west. 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, but dry weather from Wednesday through Sunday. Halloween, maybe a slight chance for a shower, better chances toward the middle of next week, and then temperatures turning colder by the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, Badger Nation just keeps racking up the weekly honors. This time we're going to head to the ice. We got more details on this freshman standing next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. Celebrate Halloween weekend at Jurassic Quest. Come dressed in your favorite costume for a chance to win a prize. And join us for Trick or Treat. This weekend only in Madison. Buy tickets in advance for best selection at JurassicQuest.com.
I'm Joe. I'm from Wisconsin, and I've been a Republican for my entire life. Tim Michaels is way too extreme for the people of Wisconsin. I'm very concerned about Tim Michaels. He has refused to say that the 2020 election was legitimate or that future elections will be legitimate. Tim Michaels supports no exceptions for rape, incest, and that is unacceptable.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
John Torchio has been knocking at the door since the first game of the season, and now he's being rewarded. After 2 interceptions on Saturday, one being a pick six, the jewelry thief is the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. His second pick six of the season came early first quarter to give the Badgers a 2-score lead just a few minutes in. With 2 interceptions on Saturday, he leads the team with 5. Torchio also recorded a team-high 10 tackles in the Badgers' win. This marks his first career Player of the Week award. The injuries just keep piling up for the Packers, especially in the receiving corps. Yesterday, Alan Lazard went down at the end of the third quarter with a shoulder injury. Also down in that department is Randall Cobb, who was placed on the injured reserve because of an ankle injury. Christian Watson still out due to a hamstring injury that he's been dealing with. But even with all the injuries at wide receiver, Matt LaFleur says this is no excuse.
Injuries are a part of this game, and you got to adjust, you got to adapt. It's not the first time we've gone through this before here, so we got to get some guys ready to play. Bottom line, and it doesn't matter who it is. The expectation does not change ever.
Yesterday, Wisconsin men's basketball held their annual secret scrimmage with Northern Iowa. The only details that Greg Gard released from it, the Badgers never trailed, and he played 12 guys. Once the regular season starts, he's obviously going to tighten up his rotation, but right now, Gard is trying to figure out what he has. And this year, with all the new faces, it might be a number of combinations. Let's see the floor.
You know, obviously we have 3 really, really good players that are proven. And then the rest, we've seen guys kind of take hold and step forward. But I think it's also going to be one of those teams where it could be different guys in that 8, 9, 10 spot each night. And to use the depth of this team, and I think kind of the balance of this team in different ways.
Well, here's something that will put a smile on your face. After the Badgers wrapped up practice today, Greg Gard had a special message on the video board, which included that Isaac Lindsay is getting a scholarship. He got surprised with the scholarship. The sophomore guard is a local product from Mineral Point. After beating both teams from Michigan this weekend, the Badger volleyball team has its toughest test of the season in just 2 days, with the newly ranked #1 Nebraska Cornhuskers coming to the Fieldhouse for a rematch of the national championship. In the latest AVCA polls, Nebraska takes over the top spot, while Wisconsin still sits at #5. The match is set for Wednesday with first serve at 8. New week, new honor, and new ranking for the Badger women's hockey team. Kirsten Sims is named the WCHA Rookie of the Week after posting 5 points over the weekend. As for the team, they move up a couple spots in the rankings. They're now 3rd in the USCHO poll. Wisconsin takes on 5th-ranked Minnesota Duluth this weekend. The series begins on Friday. We'll be right back.
In every corner of our state, Wisconsinites feel the impact of a changing climate, from the effects on our crops and livestock to the damage to our roads and highways. That's why Governor Tony Evers has a plan to take action and protect our state. It will get Wisconsin to 100% clean energy, lower power bills, grow our local economies, and create more than 40,000 jobs right here in Wisconsin. Tony Evers, focused on doing the right thing for Wisconsin families.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You.
And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One. Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things, it's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
They're here. Okay. There's no way we're paying for all those medical bills.
Should we talk about a settlement?
How about we cut the car payments down?
We might want to think about this.
Look, just get them to sign. This offer's more than fair.
Sir, it's the law offices of Hupy and Abraham.
Tell them you mean business. Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham.
You can handle this one.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Closed captioning sponsored by Community Shares of Wisconsin's Workplace Giving Campaign. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, the city of Key West getting into the Halloween spirit. Some 6,500 costume zombies roamed the island yesterday, biking along shorelines and streets during the annual Fantasy Fest Zombie Bike Ride. The Sunset Ride drew entrants of all ages, garbed in ragged garments, chalk white face paint, and accessories. Standouts included a supersized sorcerer, a zombie ambulance, and a cemetery escapee propelling a pseudo coffin.
What's up with Key West? It's like nobody's ever got anything to do but
I have no idea. Maybe we should go there.
Ride their bikes along the ocean, dressed like zombies.
Maybe it's a great place for Debbie Downer.
Probably warm, right?
Yeah, I think so. Some rain out there, and it'll turn colder. That'll scare you.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.